OK。需要麦克风？不用了，如果要的话，应该不用，不用了。音乐啊，跟我说出来。他推上了，不好意思。这会没有长方的，这里面有我要听。放一下。没问题。没有，多少秒呢？差不多。后边你帮我拿一个去吸管的，哎，吸管有一个那边，好，要不要？这条你要吗？这里。那里面有用。其他的。好，那时间差不多了，好。那个门，OK， 来吧，就定位了，好不好？Everybody， 来，我们就定位了，谢谢，就定位了，就定位了。好，那我想，那我们时间差不多了，好，先跟各位介绍一下，今天呢，我们非常的荣幸，然后。邀请到我们这个香港政治大学 CDU 的Professor邝邝德富邝教授，他同时也是他们 Computer Science 这个系的系主任，那著作本身也是 IEEE 的 Fellow，那在这个机器视觉，然后还有我们的这个所谓的智能算法上面呢，都有相当多的研究，那。我们Professor邝呢，他在还没有来学术界教书以前呢，他有在业界工作过，然后呢，这个非常的精彩丰富，那待会可能我就把这个时间呢交给他来跟各位做个介绍，那我顺便也跟Professor邝介绍一下，在我们对面的第一位是陈志新陈老师，那他同时也是我们现在的计算机中心的这个系统组的组长。他隔壁这个呢是我们这个蔡俊彦蔡老师，他是我们现在计算机中心的主任，也是我们图资处的副处长。那我们旁边这一位是我们这个罗庆华罗老师，那他之前也在计算机中心这边服务，那现在呢回到我们系上来，然后呢帮助我，是算是我们的副主任了，帮我很多的忙，感谢。谢谢。好，那。我想这个时间的关系啦，这个我就把最精彩的留给我们Professor邝，来跟各位这个做说明。那也希望各位呢，以你最热烈的掌声呢，来欢迎我们这个Professor邝今天的莅临。好，谢谢。
Thank you very much. Yeah, this is thank you very much for Professor Paul's introduction, very kind introduction. And today it's my honor to be here to give a talk on the topic on adaptive operator selection with bandits for multi-object diffusionary array algorithm based on the MOEAD. So, in fact, today I will give you some brief introduction. First of all, about myself, as well as CDU, and after that, I will go through a bit of the introduction on the multi-objective optimization problems, and then finally, we will do one of my recent work on adaptive operator selection with mandates in MVOD. So finally, I will conclude the talk. So first of all, before I get, I would like to give you some of my background. So in fact, in my career, I have been very kind of actively involved with IEEE systems, Man and Cybernetic Society. And currently, I'm the vice president for the conferences of the society. So in case you are interested in organizing conferences, so you can feel free to contact me, and then we'll see how to proceed with organizing the conferences that are sponsored by IEEE. Of course, this is my main job, is I serve as a head and professor for the Department of Computer Science with City University of Hong Kong. And I was elected fellow in 2014, recognized for the contribution to the optimization techniques in cybernetic and video coding. So I have been served on a number of committees. I served as the board of government members, and I also was the conference coordinator before I took up the VP position. And I also involved with the long-range planning and finance committee and the membership coordinator. Also, I've been the chair, vice chair, and secretary of the SMC Hong Kong chapter from 2007 to 2011. So under my leadership, the Hong Kong chapter was awarded with the best chapter award. So I also was awarded Best Paper Award in 2 conferences. The first one is in 2005, the paper entitled The Multi-Objective Optimization of Radio to Final Repeated Placement using the jumping gene algorithms. So basically, we developed a jumping gene algorithm and then applied it to repeated placement, how to place those base stations. And the second work is the compression algorithm for DNA sequences in 1999. So for those old timers, you may know the DNA genome database at the beginning, that was pretty huge. So at that time, people were thinking about how to store or compress the DNA sequences in a more effective way. So at that time, we start with the compression of DNA sequences, and then after that, this is a co-work with a professor named Lee from the University of Waterloo in Canada. And then later we found that to compress a DNA sequences is good, but in addition, because compression based on entropy anyway, so by looking at that, we are able to develop further, make use of the compression, and then we could able, based on this dictionary-based compression algorithm, we are able to build up the family tree of the individuals. So this work is it's kind of a very influential in the 90s, and in fact, this is one of the earliest work that used compression algorithm to deduce the family tree or the history of DNA sequences. So I'm currently serving as the associate editor for the IEEE transaction in industrial electronics, IEEE transaction in industrial informatics, information science, ISRM signal processing, and the International Journal of Computer and Information Technologies. And so those are my work, sir. And overall, I have published 3 books, 7 book chapters, and over 100 journal papers, and the citation based on Google Scholar is about 6,600. And I'll give you some background about my department. Currently, we have about 40 faculty members, and based on the Shanghai Jiaochong University 2013, in computer science, we rank 42, and based on the QS survey, the computer science and information system ranked in the percentile between 50 to 100. So overall, the university is doing quite well because we are kind of very young university. We have only about 20-something history. So we start about 80 83 or 84. So before I joined the university, in fact, I mainly worked in Toronto and in Canada. So I worked with Bell Learning Research in Ottawa. So this is a research company. In fact, they work for Bell Canada and Northern Telecom. So the local is somehow no longer exists. It's a special people. And I also work with the control data. So for those old people who still know about the cyber supercomputer. So I work with that and the hydro company and communication company in Toronto. So after that, I moved back to Hong Kong in '89 to join City University. That started my career in academics. So today, I would like to discuss something about today's topic on multi-objective optimization and the principle of multiple objectives. And well, one thing in evolution algorithm is we have so many parameter tunings and we have so many operators. So in this work, we are trying to present you something on the adaptive operator selection. So how to keep track which operator they will do a good job. Okay. So, well, I think many of you here deal with industrial engineering management. So you will not be surprised that in our daily life, we are not only dealing with a single objectives. Most of the time in our work, we deal with multiple objectives. So, again, car by example, prices and comfort is a trade-off between each other. So therefore, you could not have both. Instead, you might have one best and then you are distracted by another. So, if you formulate this problem mathematically, so basically, either you try to maximize or minimize the number of functions from F1 to Fn. And then subject to some inequality, Gx or inequality, and the variable has a lower bound and upper bound. So you can somehow formulate this problem. So in this case, how do we compare solution with this? When you have a multiple objective problem, for example, for the two objectives, F1 and F2. So you have the solution here and the solution here and the solution here. So if you have so many solutions along the space between F1 and F2 in the three-dimensional space, so then you say which one is good. So therefore, in fact, this is related to the concept of parental domination. So by definition, it's that X dominates Y if only if we take a maximization as an example, X is no worse than Y in all objectives, and X is strictly better than Y in at least one objective. For example, if we have A and B, so we can say that A dominates B because A is no worse than Y in all objectives, and then A is strictly better than Y in at least one objective. So if we try to compare A to C, so this is incomparable, okay? And B to C, if you look at this is also incomparable. So we cannot say B is better, or either B or C is better. So in this case, when we have a parental optimum, we know that in a problem like this, then we do not have a single solution. Instead, we say that some solutions, say the blue one, is better than the green one. So therefore, parental solutions that are not dominated. If we have a set of solutions, then we say that the solution, those blue are the solution because these solutions are not dominated by any member of the population. So what are the differences between the single objectives and multiple objectives? So if we look at the single objective, if this is search space, then it's easy. We look for the search space along here and get the optimum here. So we have one global optimum. But when we have a multiple objective, so we will translate somehow in the decision space to the fitness space. And then we get a set of solutions along the parental front. So in this case, we have multiple spaces of interest instead of one. So one of the major issues in the evolution computation is the parameters. In there, we have so many parameters. For example, in the evolution computation, for many of you here, you know that evolution computation is a population-based algorithm. So in that case, for the population-based, we mean is that when we're dealing with a problem, we're dealing on a numbers of solutions. We're not talking about one. So when we deal with a problem, we look at a number of solutions, and then look at how good is this whole set of solutions. Not like in the past, we usually look for global optimum. We look at this solution, whether they are good for the, whether this proposed solution are good, is a good solution for the problem. So, and in addition, for the evolution computation, because evolution computation is to emulate the human beings. So basically, it's human algorithm reproduction. So, like us, we have a father, we have a mother, and then we take each of one, and then we will produce a child. And then if the child, we hope that the child will get better and better. This is the idea of evolution computation. So among this, then you have two choices here. One, how to pick a mother and father. Right? That's what Hitler thinks. Is that get all the good guys there, then you will reproduce the good offspring. But whether this is good or not. Okay, so therefore you have a pool of people there. Whether you want to pick the best. If you want to pick the best, then basically you have no other choice. If you have one very good guy and one very bad guy, two very good parents, right? So you have a good father and then you have a good mother. Then very simple. Every time you pick the same father and mother. So in that case, you will have in fact, you will have only one solution because the solution always come up from this solution. You don't have the randomness. Then that will not create a good diversity of the solutions. So therefore, it involves the mating selection. And then once you will produce the offspring, so then you have to decide how good this offspring is. Do we allow him to be put back to the population pool such that it could be produced further? Or we think that the offspring is no good, just like Hitler, right? Kill him, remove him, right? So this is what we call the replacement strategy. So therefore, now all this thing nowadays, how do we, this operators, is that possible to be in the algorithm? For them to select all these operators, selection operator, and could they somehow be implicitly implemented inside the algorithm? Okay, so this is something we want to look into in our work. So, in fact, nowadays, many evolutionary algorithm-based research papers are kind of either they call it hybrid or operator-based. It's mainly they have a problem, then they design certain operators and then inject into either the PSO simulator anyway or genetic algorithm or this multi-objective evolutionary algorithm. So what they do is they inject all this operator into it, and then usually they could produce better results. Okay, so but all these choices of operator are kind of problems dependent. And then you want to know how good the operator will perform. For example, many of the search problems, you could always put a problem-specific search operator into the algorithm, and then you check it once in every 10 generation. Then in general you will produce a better solution. Definitely you will produce a better solution than this kind of operator by itself, right? Because you kind of get the best result of the local search and then put it into the pool and then let it to evolve. So eventually you will get a better result at the cost of more computational node. So therefore you could do it, and then you could see how this problem the performance of this problem. Would they do a good job or not? And usually you could do it offline tuning and then adjust this say rotation rate, crossover rate, adjust until you get the best result. Okay, so usually but this is very expensive and the result is kind of empirical, and people will challenge you a bit. Why do you do this? And how do you get the parameter? Are you kind of afraid you only take the best result of this particular setting? So that's something is a challenge. So therefore, we would like to propose a algorithm that could adaptively tune the parameter during the problem-solving process. So in parameter tuning, as I said, you could do it offline or you could do it online. One way is when you do it online, you could have a deterministic rate, then you know the problem well, you determine somehow knowing that, and then based on that prior knowledges, you could decide the rate, or self-adaptive. Okay, so based on the evolution, we try to improve. Okay, or adaptively, autonomously. It has the autonomously adaptation ability. So this is something we were talking about. So we propose the following in this framework. This is an EA evolution algorithm. So in each algorithm, you have a number of operators. Okay, so say from operator 1 to n. So given n independent operator in the evolution algorithm, at least you have the crossover, you have the rotation, and plus you have the numbers. So we would like to during the evolution process, we would like to measure the effectiveness of all this algorithm. So how to do it? Very simple, right? So anytime you pick the operator, you record, and then you measure the performance. If they do a good job, you give them more credit, and then you update. If they do not do a good job, then you give them less credit. So you need to have this framework, such that in such a case, then you know the performance of each operator, right? So basically, we try to reinforce the operator they do a good job. So, well, the idea is very simple. In the beginning, in most of the evolution algorithm, in the beginning, because it's kind of a stochastic and random. So many of the operators depends on the problem. Could do a kind of a reasonably good job either. Later, some of the operators might do a better job in the exploration. Some of the operators may do a less better job. So based on this idea, so we will let the operator to have the chance to do their work based on this. So therefore, in this work, in order to implement the framework we just said, we need to have the following. First of all, we need to have a mechanism to select the operator. Secondly, is how do you award the credit assignment? How do you award the winners? Thirdly, there's two things. In fact, this is generic. Okay, it could be implemented into any evolution algorithm, like generic algorithm, PSO, because basically this is adaptive measure of certain operators. And MVOD, I think, is by Qingfu. So this is currently, I think it's the state of the art, the best algorithm given for the objectives. So we will put this tool into the MVOD and then present the framework that with the MVOD. That's why we call our MVOD adaptive operator in MVOD. So we modify the MVOD with the adaptive operator selection and the credit assignment. So, okay, there are related operator selection. In fact, how do you select an operator? When you have a number of operators, so there's some probability-based method. So the first one is the so-called roulette wheel-like process. So it's a kind of random. So based on that, so the quality will be measured by how good the quality is plus the reward, where R is the reward received from using the operator. So this is an updated quality measurement. So for the probability base, you ensure there's a minimum probability for each operator to survive. And then you update it with how good the quality the operator is doing. So where QIP is the empirical quality estimation. So based on the estimation, then you update the probability. Or the other approach, this probability matching is that you guarantee each operator has a minimum probability to survive. But on the other hand, the adaptive pursuit approach is they maximize the quality, empirical quality of the survival ability of the operator. So in this case, it's kind of the winner-takes-all strategy. So if you're good, you could always pick that the operator will always be selected. So if you look at the flow chart like this, right? So if you have 4 operators, so for the probability matching, the PI is proportional to the quality of the oscillator. And for the adaptive pursuit, is the PI will push to the maximum, while others to the minimum. So if you're good, then you will occupy a big portion of the cake, while others, just get little portions to survive. So those are the two approaches. So we propose today is we propose to have an adaptive method based on the banding-based method. So now when you have a number of operators, okay, when you have number of operators, then we would like to have a balance between the exploitation versus exploration. Okay, so some people saying that at the beginning I want more exploration, at the end of the evolution I want exploitation. Okay, but how do you keep track of these things? So, but at least in the algorithm, you must have a ability to keep track of those good performance, and also you allow the poor operator to do a little bit of things. Otherwise, you wouldn't have diversity. So in the probability-based methods, the problem they have is that they will have us overexplore when the number of operators become large. So everyone getting chances. So therefore, there are many research trying to deal with the dilemma in this way. So we propose using the multi-armed banding, and this is kind of is a well-studied theory, game theory. So this one is more easier, or they have a very strong mathematical platform to prove the ability to deal with the dilemmas of the evolution, exploration, and exploitation. So the strength of the exploration in the multi-armed bandits depends on the commonness of the trilemma. So this problem is bandit is basically similar when you go to the casino and then you have a multiple arm and then you go there to play the game. So which one will do a good job, and how do you maximize your product? In other words, you try to minimize the regret. Okay, so basically the problem of MAB is they formulate internet K arms here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 K. So assuming we have K arms there. At time T, a gambler play the arm J, then he will get a reward R with a unknown probability between 0 and 1. So the objectives of this problem is to minimize the regret. In other words, you try to maximize the reward. So from this algorithm, so basically they come up with something like this. Okay, it has merit is that it guarantees the asymptotic optimality. Okay, so the upper confidence bound is divided. So when you try to select the R I at the time T, then we maximize the R. So it's divided by following equation. Qij is a reward obtained by an arm at T, and NIT is the number of charge. That arm has to be used before time T. So based on these things, then you could measure the confidence of that particular arm. In our case, is the operator. So the next thing is that how do you measure? Well, this one they give you the kind of the confidence on how good the operator is. So the next thing to do is how to measure the impact of the operator, and then how to assign the credit to the operator. This is something we have to decide within the framework, right? So we have to award the operator, and although we know that this is a performance is good, how to award it. So the most common easier thing for us to do is to measure the fitness improvement. Okay, for each offspring, if we given a fitness function, then we measure the differences between the offspring and the parent. Okay, so when we're doing the fitness, so basically in this case we measure the fitness values, but because the four fitness improvement will be different from problem to problems. Some problem will be 400, some problem will be 1,000. So that will not be a very good way to measure the improvement. Instead, I think we propose to use the fitness improvement rate instead of this delta F. So where this is an improvement rate, and then this is a fitness of the parent and the fitness of the generator offspring, and then you divide it by the parent. So therefore, you have the relative improvement rather than the raw value. So, and then the next thing we have to do is in the dynamic adaptive operator environments, the performance of an operators will be irrelevant, right, to the current. So therefore, in order to keep track the performance of the operator, we implement a sliding window kind of cache to remember the performance of the operators. So for fitness W, store the FIR values of the recently used operators. So this sliding window basically is a FIFO, which contains the index of the operator and the FIR values, and we know which one is doing a good job. So after that, then how do we calculate the credit? So the credit basically is sum of the reward. So how good they have. So compute the reward of basically that is the sum of the FIR value for each operator in the current sliding window. And then we rank them. We rank the operators. And after that, we also introduce a decaying factor. Depends on what you want to do. You want to reward. This WAC is to give more weighting to the good performer and give less weighting to the bad performer. Finally, we also normalize this decay factors. And this is the kind of credit value we use. Okay? So am I making myself clear? If you have a question, feel free to stop it. Okay? Okay, so this is the value of D. You will see that if you rank 15, then based on the value we assign, then we will give you very low value of FFR. If you rank very good, then give you a high value. So this one, the D value, basically influences the best operator more. So the algorithm of the credit assignment is something like this. So basically, we will, at the beginning, you will reward everything to 0, and then you initialize. And in the window we compute. We collect the FIR rate, okay, of see how good the operator performed. After that, we rank the reward and then compute their FRR. Okay, so then for each operator, they have a FRR, and then that could be used for the measurement of how good the performance, how good the operator is. So, and secondly, after that, once you get the FRR, then we use the banding. We use the banding things to maximize. So remember, this is the banding MCV, confidence level measurement. So we use this one to compute the banding-based operator. So we will take a maximize the high performance operator. Okay. So basically, the algorithm has two things. First, we design this algorithm one to credit to the operators. Secondly, once we get the credits, then we use the band-aid theory to select the operator, maximize the good performance based on the band-aid theory here. Okay. So now when we come to operator, so we use the differential evolution operator as the baseline search engine because this is a very good, kind of a good problem, and also very people will also argue very much on how good this operator is or which one is better. So now we propose four of them as operator. So this one is a DE random, deal with one operator, so we use the current one, and this one is one random. And the second one, we have two random, so you have two random variable, and this is four. Altogether, we have four. And this one, you use the current one, plus the random 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so all these four operators has different kind of searching abilities during the evolution computation, and we do not know which one is better. So we'd like to know, okay, if given in the evolution algorithm, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 operators, which one should I use? Or I should use all of them. But when you use all of them, then you will ask, which one go first? Which one goes second? Right? So therefore, based on our framework, we answer this question. I give you the initially, 4 of them could use at the beginning. And then I measure your performance. If you're good, I give you more chances to survive. Otherwise, I will let other guys use it. So this is the framework of our work. This is why we call it adaptive operator selection. Okay? So if you look at the MVOD for those not very clear about it. So for the two algorithms we decided incorporate into the MVOD. So basically, the multi-objective optimization based on decomposition is the philosophy is saying that under the mild conditions, the solution of MOB is a scalar optimization subproblem. So MOD decompose the problem into a number of single objectives of problems. So I believe you probably will kind of know about Cheng's work. So what it does is to decompose it either using the weighted sum or the Chebyshev methods to decompose the problem into n problems. Okay? So the basic MOE-EOD, the flowchart is similar to all the evolutionary algorithms. We start with the universalization of a population pool, and when all the criteria are met and stop. Otherwise, we take two individuals as parents, and then we weigh them, and we produce them, and then we update the population. So in the MOEAD, so basically they deal with two problems. They try to use a set of uniformly distributed weighted vectors and to deal with the convergence, which is the optimal of each solutions. And then also we would like to have a uniform distribution weight vector to decompose the problem into many subproblems uniformly. So this is for a 2D case, and this is for 3D cases. So how do they select? So basically, they select similar parents. So they try to select the neighborhood. So in this case, they select, depends on the definition of neighborhood. In this case, it could be 1, or in this case, this 1, 2, 3, 4. So therefore, different subproblems may have different difficulties. So therefore, you also would like to dynamically allocate the computational resource to different problems. So therefore, we also measure, we propose the utilities of a subproblem, which measure how much improvement. If the improvement is less than 0.01, that is pi is 1, so we don't need to allocate more. Otherwise, we will do this using this equation to give it more ability to solve the problem. So we have tested our problem on 10 instances. Basically, the unconstrained MOB test instance, UF1 to UF10 in the CC209 competitions. So all those are the kind of difficult problems. Some of them are discrete, and some of them are broken, and some of them are say very even distributed. So it depends on how good your algorithm is z-value, we can find the solution that cover the whole search space. So we have 10 unconstrained problem, also 5 objective problems. Okay, so which is WF at G1, W at G8, WF at G9. So the number of objectives of UF test systems is 30, and it's 28 for the kind of many objective problems. So we use two performance measures. One is IGD. The IGD is basically to compute the minimum equivalent distance between X and the point intercept parental set. Okay, and the other measurement is hypervolume. Okay, so these two are the very common measurement. So IGD is how to measure the diversity, and hypervolume measure the dominance, the level of dominance of the individuals. So those are the two performance indicators we use for this kind of problem plus the 5 objective problems. So for the IGD value, is the lower the better. Okay, for the hypervolume, is the higher the better. So we also do the Wisconsin Grammy test for the significance of the 0.05 significance level to compare the significance between the solution obtained by the two competing algorithms, which should they are significantly better than others. So for the control parameters, those are the parameters of our algorithm. So in the differential evolution, we have the CR rate, crossover is 1.0, the F is mutation is 0.5, and K is 0.5, and mu and the PM for the polynomial is 20. So the population size is 600, by objectives 1,000 for the 3 objectives, 1,200 for the 5 objectives. So the number of independent ones and the maximum number of evaluation is 30 independent ones, or the maximum number of data supported is 300,000. The label size is set to 20 for the MVOD. So parameter setting, so maximum number of solutions replaced by offspring is 2. So the probability selection is 0.9. So the control parameter in our work is we only have the scaling factor and the window, sliding window for the storing the FIR and the negative factor we use. In fact, all those parameters before of MVOD is not created by us, except we have 1, 2, 3 for measuring how good the parameter of the operators. So we divide our studies. We saw basically our study divided into 6 parts. First of all, we compare the performance with 3 other recent existing MVOD, namely the MVOD DE, DRA, and the example MVOD. And then we would like to investigate the benefit by the efficient use of the pool of operators. And also, we also want to compare with other adaptive operators like probability matching postbase. And the dynamics, okay, we would like to show you the dynamic of the selection of the operators, the flow of the operators. And regarding the parameters, we'll see whether the parameter we use in our algorithm are very sensitive or is not very sensitive. And then we also see the performance for the 5 objectives. So when the objective go behind nowadays, I think people talking about many objective problems that create more challenges to the diffusion computational researchers. So if we look at it, this is the first result we compare with the 3 other algorithms using the IGD. Remember, the IGD is the lower the better. So this is our algorithm. So if you look at the 10 problems, so our algorithm proposed doing a better job in 8 out of the 10 problems. So based on the low field attribute that you cannot do them all. So if you look at the hypervolume, which is the higher the better, so we're also doing very good. So when you try to conclude that, so using the IGD, so this one indicate the number of time of the minus indicate the number of time of the corresponding algorithm, which is worse than, better than, or similar. So when we compare with MVOD, so we are better than him 10 times. When compare the MVOD DRA, so DRA is 7 times less than us, 1 less than us, and 2 times similar. Same as the examples. If we use the hypervolume measure, so this is the same case. So we could always better than MVOD because we are the similar variants of MVOD. And also, when we compare DRA and DNS, so hypervolume, so we give them 6 times, but 4 times there, we have similar. So overall, we are no worse than any of these 3 algorithms. So regarding the CPU time, so MVAD is the fastest one. So our algorithm has required more computational time than MVAD. That is expected because we have to do that adaptive operator practice and selection. The MVAD do not have to do that. So that's opposite. It takes more time than that. So now we also compare the pool of operator. So now you would like to see why are you sure that you're using your algorithm is better, but not using either of the operators. So we do it either by operator 1, 2, 3, 4 alone. So you find that if you're using the operator alone, then that produces no good result than us in all of the cases when you're using the IGD as a measure. So similar cases also found in the hypervolume, except this problem. So if you look at this, so you will see that for IGD, the operator, there's no operator which could perform better than the adaptive operator. So we can conclude that using one operator, a single operator, usually could not produce a better result than the adaptive. Definitely, but how to incorporate this operator, unless you have a way to credit the operator during the evolution. Otherwise you don't know. You don't know how to select those operators. So now when we try another probability matching AP, SRM AP, so other AOS approaches. So which one is better? So we also find that we all do much better for the probability matching, adaptive pursuit. The SM is kind of a PM variant and the uniform. So basically, our algorithm with the IGD, we are better than PM 9 times, 7 times, 5 times better than uniform. Uniform is quite random. Okay, so you could say you could argue that whatever you have done is meaningless. I could do a random selection among the 4 and could still produce good result. But this is not the case based on our result. So hypervolume similar. So the dilemma you will see here is the dilemma of the flow of operator. You can see operator 1, 2, 3, 4. In fact, when you look at the problem, the selection of operator is changing. So at the beginning, someone is good. So sometimes you will fall to the others. And it will keep changing, in fact, but it's difficult to keep checking if you do not have a good mechanism to monitor the performance of the operators. So therefore our work, in fact, creates some insight to the people on how to effectively select the operators. So this is a similar cases or other problems. So for all the 10 problems, you'll see some operators are doing a good job at a certain time. So how about the three problems we have? So we have the security factor which balance the exploitation of the operator selection based on the mandate field. So this factor, are they sensitive? Or the window, it defines how many operator applications used to calculate the credit value. Indicating factor, in fact, you give it 1.0, so we do not bias any operators. So So therefore, we set the value for 1.5, 1.0, 2.0, 5, 10.0, and the window is like this, and the indicating factor from 0.1 to 1.3. So we use two problems, UM3 and UM7, on 72 different combinations. And we see that it's not, we couldn't count much. So it seems like the algorithm is not very sensitive to this kind of market setting. So when we go to the 5 objective problems, so we found a very similar performance. This is an IGD. So ours is doing very good. And this is the hydro volume. So ours is also doing good. So when compared with three algorithms. So for the IGD, our algorithm more outperform the 3. And for the hydro volume, so we are no worse than any of this algorithm. So I would like to conclude my work. So in this work, we have developed a new banding-based adaptive operator method, and we propose the fitness improvement rate as the quality measure, and we use the sliding window to capture the performance of the operators, and also we use the indicator mechanism to amplify the impact of the best operators. And then we apply those mechanisms into the MVOD. So in the future work, we probably want to say how to incorporate this into the dynamic objective problem, and we might do more on the computational level annotation on the hard. When it's divided into subproblems, we'll give more to the harder subproblem next. And also we will try to incorporate the surrogate system. So thank you very much. This is the end of my talk. Thank you.
Any questions or comment? I have some questions. The second one, you use multi-ounce bandit.
Right.
Yeah. So it maybe it's like some probability model major. Yeah. So if we are thinking from game theory's point of view, yeah, then maybe we can consider for some non-adaptive measure. For example, for short values or the other kinds of mechanisms from the game theories. Because for the multi-ounce bandit, it means non-cooperative. But for short values, maybe we can get some cooperative mechanism. So I think that maybe we can combine with some your quality values based on the So for the changes for the cooperative weight.
Right, that could be possible if you treat each. This is a very good observation. So now Professor Bao mentioned that for this thing is kind of game theory. The operator are the individual. They are trying to get their portion of the pool. So they are kind of collaborating. So how about if we transform this into a collaborative manner? Would that be even better? That is something could look into it. It's not easy. It's very easy, but yes, because once you study, then you might have to think how to collaborate. That is another mechanism.
My second question is you use two performance measure. One is IGD. The second is for volumes measure. Do you think about that? Use the same problem to test the two measures. Which measure is better? Or maybe we can say because we have two measures. Maybe we can create the third measure or the fourth measure. But maybe we can focus on the studies which kind of measure is better for some optimization problem. Maybe it's for MOV.
to convert very difficult question to the answer. I don't know. I don't have answer.
Okay.
I don't have answer.
My third question is that do you think about for the convergence analysis for your algorithm, you propose the algorithms, maybe the convergence, maybe in some polynomial times or
yeah. This is the calculation we are looking, trying to give the theoretical backup on the convergence of the algorithm. Yes, that's it.
In my observations, I think maybe this algorithm is maybe convergence is compared to one to your solutions of MOB. I think because you use some probability schemes. So based on the evolution algorithm, that can guarantee for convergence in maybe for strongly cases almost surely. I think so. So if we can give some control conditions to guarantee, the convergence speed maybe is in the final state or the final conditions.
That is always the people to cover all the people do linguistic computation to answer this question. How to give them, say, the framework for the conversion. That's a very good task.
Thank you. Any questions or? Oh, okay.
Do you speak Chinese?
Sure. 没有问题，没有问题。
在你的过程当中，你有用到Monty Objective 的例子，在你的演算程序当中，有没有遇到过产生invisible solution？
肯定有吧。
肯定有，那你怎么去处理这个部分？因为在你的整片当中没有看到。
从这个情况 and that's problem because we're doing the numerical things. There's no such invisible solutions. But when you talk about the real life applications, you generate invisible solution for sure. Because for example, when you're trying to design something, right? So you definitely have something out of the market and the design may not, the solution may not work with each other. The solution you propose that fit for all the objectives, or as you said, that is invisible.
在你的这个方法当中，因为你是propose 去摄取到每一个 solution， 那你怎么验证你每一个 solution 它是一个 feasible solution？ 因为它是一个 multiple， 它是一个 multi-objective 的问题，所以当你找到那个 solution 的时候，你怎么去判定它是一个真正的这个 feasible solution？ Do you understand?
Yeah, I understand you. But in most of the benchmark problems we are doing here, and as I said at the beginning, all the problems we know that. If you go to the So I don't know whether you answer your questions. So most of the problems are well defined. All the objectives are subject to the constraints, and it has the lower bound and the upper bound. So when you during the search, they all will conform within the constraint. So in such a case, the invisible solution should not be reproduced. correct? This is my understanding. Although it might be reproduced during the evolution, but it will be the fitness value could be killed out, and that should not exist. Right? This is my understanding. I don't know whether
I think maybe the 10 isn't the continuous part.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this kind of variables will be have dominant in the dimensions, right? They have some branches.
Right.
So when you do the crossover and the mutation, and they will always to maintain inside the boundary. So I think that will be the feasible solution.
It will have to be the feasible solution.
Yeah, it has to
or
be,
this
yeah.
benchmarking problem.
Or maybe when we have come to a strict problem, sometimes it will be reduced, maybe some feasible solution. Yeah, so sometimes we have to do the constraint handling.
Yeah. In the many cases, they do so-called remedial operation. So when you generate the solution that might not be fit to the problem, then either you take them out or you try to change to the lower bar or to the upper bar. That is the usual practice I saw in general. Sorry.
那整个过程它会花比较多的时间。
对了，这个肯定好像没办法。这个就是 evolution computation 里面一个你可以说那个
limitation
一定会遇到的。
我做个简单的说明哈，它一定取的都是 feasible solution， 因为它的 x 在一个 interval 里面跑，它在这里面去切，它去切这个点，
对的。
然后呢，它去选择满足这些 constraint 的点出来，但是它不是直接去计算，它的 domain 这里的点，那是去映射到它的所谓的这个目标函数空间，这是它 objective space。对，它 objective space 它有做一个 transformation， 然后呢，这些点出来之后，它会找它的 frontier 的 boundary 这样子。然后所以说，它并不是在我们一般的这个 visible domain 做，它不是到我们 decision space， 它是到我们讲的这个 objective space 里面去做处理。所以它有一个 transformation 的那个
对啊，跟不成区别。
这就是它用那个分解 MVOD 的方法的一个处理模式。做以上的说明。好 ，OK， 那院长我们照个相。这个是我们的定。来，我们大家一起照个相，因为院长还要再赶回去啊哈。那我们怎么照比较 OK 啊？
很抱歉我没有带我的礼品。
那我们怎么照？那帮我把这个桌子推进来一点点。我们可以把三枪先修直一些。就是三枪有点光了，还在里面了，我走。我们这个移到这边。对，我想我们在中间啊，这样 take 比较 OK 啊。好 ，it's OK。来，先进来。行了。
不要你先上，因为等下你要。
对。
好 ，OK， 好，1、2、3，好，
毛毛，比个赞吧。3、2、1，好 ，OK， 谢谢，
好，谢谢院长。
很抱歉，因为我还有事情。
谢谢。
这个定他那边还有一些事要去 deal with 一下。谢谢。好，那各位我们就稍微聊一下，因为待会我们这个就业中心的主任要带我们去参观他们的那个整个计算机他们中心的这个规划。
是先过约3点15分的，4点要下班。
那好，那我们就先过去看了。待会我们还有个东西还没有，不好意思，院长已经跑了。我们有一个感谢状，来麻烦一下。 可以，很喘。我们还有一个纪念锦旗，这是我们 department 的。谢谢。好，那这给你装。好，那我们就先去参观他们一个一放心拿扣。好，志学那边就麻烦你了。我们还有一张海报要给邝教授的海报。海报在哪里了？没看到。
那是就是因为等下先主管嘛，那去看主管，真的对啊，对这些东西比较哦，这样你可以来放那个。